Now, the Minister of Higher Education and Training, Dr. Nobuhle Nkabane, has now come under intense public as well as parliamentary scrutiny following her decision to withhold the names of the panel responsible for evaluating as well as recommending the recent appointments of the SETA board chairpersons. Now, the controversy, which involves allegations of political favouritism, missed parliamentary deadlines and questions about transparency, has now sparked widespread media as well as political debate. Dr. Nkabane has since written to the Portfolio Committee explaining her reasons for the delay and also requesting an extension to the 30th of June this year in order to allow for a fair as well as lawful process. She has also submitted a report to the President regarding her conduct as requested during a recent committee meeting. And to provide further clarity on these developments now and also respond to this criticism, we are very pleased to be joined by the Minister's spokesperson here in studio, Camagwini Mavovana. Camagwini, it's great to have you in studio with us. A very good afternoon. So why has the Minister not yet submitted those names of the SETA selection panel to Parliament, despite, of course, missing the deadline?
Good afternoon, Alicia, and good afternoon to your viewers. I think it's important to state, Alicia, that the Minister is not refusing to send the names or to publish the names. On the 30th of May 2025, in the Portfolio Committee meeting, the Minister stated to the Portfolio Committee members and also the Chair that she is concerned about the privacy of the independent panel. Further to that, she did state that we have to also respect the POPIA Act, and the Minister sought legal counsel, and post receiving that legal counsel, the legal counsel communicated that she is obligated to communicate and to also publish or furnish the Portfolio Committee with the actual list. Now, when we received this communication from the legal team, the Minister promptly wrote to the Portfolio Committee Chair and stated that we just need a bit of time to not just communicate to those in the independent panel. As you stated in your opening, there's a lot of vitriol and there's a lot of public attention that this particular process has actually garnered. And we need to make sure that the rights and the privacy of those in the panel are also respected. And the Minister's just asked for the next 2 weeks for us to be able to speak, to communicate, and to also compile responses from those in the independent panel, because she is going to be submitting those names to the Portfolio Committee. And we're just waiting for a response from the Portfolio Chair. But we do need a bit of time. So I don't want to say that we missed the deadline. Let's just rather say that we deferred the time from the 11th to the 30th of June 2025.
And I was going to ask if, in fact, the Portfolio Committee has actually responded on the Minister's latest proposal letter, of course, proposing for a newer date. But, I mean, you spoke about the issue of POPIA here, Camagwini, of which, of course, the DA is now accusing the Minister of dodging accountability by using this POPIA as an excuse. How do you then respond as the Minister's office?
Not just the DA. I don't want to just make this a political or factional issue. I think the Portfolio Committee members and the Chair also have also stated this, and we take this very, very seriously. I don't think that this is just an excuse. The POPIA Act is not an excuse. It's the law.
It's a law.
And we just need to respect that. And I think the Minister quickly issued out legal recourse to ensure that we are acting within the confines of the legal frameworks of our country. Transparency is very important, but we also need to make sure that we're doing governance, or we're making sure that within the governance structures, we're also mandated to make sure that constitutionally and ethically we adhere to the rights of those in the panel. As I stated before, this process has also garnered a lot of attention, vitriol towards the Minister. I'm sure you've seen the viral videos. Imagine the independent panel, what they will also go through once this list is out there. We need to ensure that when it is out there in the public, that when we've sent it to the Portfolio Committee, that they understand the legal ramifications and the processes that will now unfold.
But then, Camagwini, I mean, why wasn't this process then anticipated even earlier? I mean, even well before this public backlash?
I think it's important, Alicia, just to note that before, the Minister was not legally obligated to actually publish the list. And once, not just the public, but the Portfolio Committee wanted the actual panel list, the Minister then said, let me seek out legal counsel.
So it's not part of the rules?
It's not.
That she actually
they didn't ask her before, right?
All right.
She was not asked before, but when she was asked, to disclose the list. She said, and even in that particular portfolio committee on the 30th of May 2025, she said, I have nothing to hide. I will provide the list. Just allow us time to make sure that the people who are in this particular panel are comfortable with their names being published and that it will not violate their privacy as well. We need to ensure that.
Absolutely. Look, another growing issue with this, I suppose you've also seen the public backlash on this issue, Camagwini, is because, I mean, don't you find it's a bit suspicious that the panel recommended individuals with actual political links? I mean, like, for example, the person in contention here is Gwede Mantashe's son, Buyambu Mantashe, as well as the other former KZN leaders.
You know, I think that it's important to note that the minister did not choose the SETA board chairperson.
She did say she only approves. Yes.
An independent panel did. Constituencies get to nominate, candidates, and after that, the independent panel then obviously sifted through and ensured that ethically, demographically, there is really representation. But upon us seeing this particular list, upon the public actually saying this is too politically bloated, the minister then nullified that decision. We're not saying that it isn't politically bloated. We saw and we reflected, and we're trying to make sure that we put in corrective measures, to make sure that this does not happen again. But I do want to state that the minister did not choose the SETA chairpersons or the board chairpersons. The independent panel did. But we are making sure that we're taking corrective measures to make sure that this does not happen again.
Because I suppose for issues of transparency and going further in the near future, Camagwini, I mean, we'd like to know also as the public, because as you heard Kosa today, they were saying it's the taxpayers' money that is actually used to fund these SETAs. So the public is in need of knowing how these processes are actually conducted as much as anybody. But how does then the minister respond, Camagwini, to the viral video of her committee meeting and her claims of being dismissive as well as, of course, being rude?
I think just to backtrack a little bit, I just want to say that we welcome the backlash. I know that various stakeholders like COSATU have spoken out against this whole entire process, and as such, the minister did meet up with COSATU, I think 2 days ago. Not just that, the minister also furnished the president with a report about the events that unfolded.
I was coming to
that in that particular session. And upon reflection, Alicia, the optics were just not great. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The optics weren't great, but I don't think that the viral videos are also an indication or a true reflection of a meeting that started at 9 a.m. and ended at 6 p.m. And I do implore the public to also, go and watch the video. The minister has a cordial relationship with the portfolio committee. If you see even videos, not even video sessions that we've done or conducted before this particular one, the minister has always respected the portfolio committee. And I want to also state that we still respect their guidance. We still respect their mandate. But we have reflected, and the minister has even released a statement just stating that going forward, we are going to do better. I don't want to sit here and say it wasn't this, it wasn't that. The public has said we need to do better, and I promise you we will. And I hope that the public will take us into confidence and in trust, or just be assured rather that we will try to do better. And I want them to also just look at the work that the minister has done previously. We've chosen the NSFAS board. We've also announced the NSA board. And in those particular settings, the public was really happy about those outcomes. There was a mistake that was done here, but we're going to try and rectify it.
Thank you for taking accountability there, Camagwini. I mean, let's talk about, so you basically confirming as we sit here today that the minister has gone back to the portfolio committee, has also explained herself to the president. The president no longer has any issue with, of course, with how the process actually unfolded. So then what's the minister's message to the portfolio committee then, just to wrap off our discussion?
I don't want to speak on behalf of the president.
Please don't.
So the only thing I will say is that the president has confirmed, or presidency has confirmed, that they have received the report, and we'll see how we engage going forward. And the one thing that I want to just state is that the minister is just trying to make sure that we do remain transparent, accountable. She has assured the public that we have an ethical leadership structure within the higher education and training sector. We will make sure that we do better, but also judge us on the work that we've done previously. The minister has really turned around this particular sector, and I want to implore the public to look into those things as well.
Camagwini, we really appreciate you coming in today and, of course, accounting on behalf of the Minister's office. And, of course, we're going to be hopefully seeing you here with great news in the near future. That is, of course, Higher Education and Training Minister's spokeswoman, Camagwini Mavovana, here just giving us a couple of clarity in terms of certain issues pertaining to the Minister's conduct when she appeared before the Portfolio Committee.